art is a pillar of fandom. It's been around for as long as fandoms have. It shows that people have enjoyed a piece of media so greatly that they put their skill and adoration into pieces depicting the media. Fans usually like fan art. It gives them more content to look at and engage in. It's something to support. Well, today's case is different. This time, they didn't love it. But why? Recently, there has been a drama on TikTok regarding fan art for Doki Literature Club, made by the artist Melalato on TikTok, a 17-year-old artist, by the way. They posted a video showing the DDLC characters in their style in the typical TikTok reveal format. Usually, their art receives highly positive responses. And they have over 300,000 followers, so clearly, the backlash they got for their recent art was surprising. They had drawn DDLC fan art before, and it was received with a mostly positive reaction, but this time it found the wrong audience, it seems. Here's the art posted by Melalato in question. Posted on TikTok almost at the end of June, a simple reveal video where they go by character and show how the artist draws the characters in their unique style. These types of videos are very common on TikTok, and someone like me wouldn't even bat an eye at this. Well, maybe I would, just because it's so interesting to see the girls in an art style that isn't reminiscent of the game's style. Each girl is given unique features, and I honestly found it really cool that the artist put so much thought into their work. For example, Yuri having glasses suits her being a bookworm, and it shows that the creator cares about the characters. Each feature is added because it says something about the character, and it gives the art deeper meaning. It's great, but what do the comments think? What the is wrong with these people? When I saw the comments, I was distraught. For years, I've been saying that no one understands art anymore, and this sadly is one of the most clear examples. Most fan art appeals to the style of the game and the views of the general audience without putting in much artistic expression or meaning, so anything going outside of those bounds is met with resistance. Turns out it's because the internet can't handle artistic expression, even the most minuscule amount. What a surprise! Being behind a screen has really emboldened people when they know nobody will pull up to them. There's really no consequence for this. The worst part is that it's almost entirely due to the DDLC fandom, not the art community as a whole this time, surprisingly. DDLC being an amazing game with great subversion of the genre means nothing if the characters are goonable enough. It can be played with one hand after all. I feel like there's a big misunderstanding with the art style. The game isn't cutesy to fit the art style. The art style is cutesy to fit the game. Man, I don't think it worked this time either. I just love using this comparison. But here it's more like the game's cutesiness is meant to enhance the feeling and believability of the game, then work against it in scariness. However, DDLC is still a visual novel, which, while I won't criticize anyone for liking visual novels as a whole, a lot of the games are just fine. I play them from time to time. This isn't about Ace Attorney or Danganronpa, right? However, I will say there's a subset of visual novel enjoyers who are very unsavory humans. These usually overlap with some anime watchers. These specific people live in their little anime schoolgirl fantasy where they're 16 years old, while looking 12 is a valid excuse to go to them. I would say that the other half of the DDLC fanbase was teenage girls and young adults, majority of them AFAB, who resonated with female characters who were given depth and characterization that isn't often seen. And not to generalize, but this demographic is likeliest to draw the most amount of fan art and fandoms mostly. Most of the media targeting young girls is purposefully styled in cutesy ways, and a lot of this influences the art styles of those AFAB artists, so the art they usually make is well accepted. So, what happens when the art style doesn't fit the usual cutesy conventions?
Let me tell you how much I've come to hate you since I began to live.
So why don't we take a little detour, and hopefully by the end you'll understand my point. What does this painting make you think? No, seriously. Do you notice the intricate muscle work? Do you notice the color? Or do you still think, ew, she looks like a man? That is the Libyan Sibyl, painted by Michelangelo into the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel. His art was praised and greatly admired by artists for centuries to come. All the complaining was baffling to me when masculine women have been idolized in art for centuries. It made me crash out that the modern day weebs are more conservative than the Catholic Church. If I'm already highly critical of religion as a concept, you can imagine my contempt for these subset of weebs. I feel ashamed for watching anime because of these people. Too far back? Alright, let's go a couple of years back. These are the same insults bros were using when their video game women weren't kawaii enough. If you remember the controversy about Aloy looking like a man, where Twitter went completely boom over her, God forbid, having hair and having human proportions. Suddenly, it's an insult for women to be masculine. In a neutral world, both genders being compared to each other would be just fine, but in our world, a woman being compared to a man and a man being compared to a woman is meant to be hurtful because of misogyny. As someone who tries to see the world neutrally, it's sad to see that man-like has become the ultimate insult for women and femme-presenting people.
I came home from school in a really bad mood today because of this, and this sucks, guys. Apparently your art is on Twitter, and you never even posted there. Drama Swap is apparently on YouTube now, talking about how I only do the same thing even though I've showed you guys my craft. I'm really sad that my art is getting bashed online for a thing that I'm trying to improve on at 17, but like, I really enjoy making everything, and everything that you guys are doing just feels so entitled and suffocating when I'm trying to progress and improve better. Obviously, I'm not gonna be perfect. You can even see how I do Sayori's face. The chin just like, the chin goes up like this, that's why it's like flattened, and then if I do Natsuki's pout, it just looks like that because there's the jaw, you can't erase the jaw if you want to have a realistic proportion, I don't know. But it's really sad to see all their facial features get bashed on, because as an artist, and I'm not really that skilled myself, I sort of default into my own facial proportions and everything. So now all of the comments talking about how all of them look like men, I'm just like, there is already so much art in the world that's like pandering to the pedophilic beauty standards of the world, and now I'm just like doing my own thing, and now it's suddenly your business. I don't know. I don't think you guys know what to fix in my art anyways, because they look weird, they look wrong, because you guys don't even know anatomy or facial proportions. Wow, great job, what an upgrade! I don't care if you don't like it, but you don't need to harass me every single time it ends up on your For You page. That's why it ends up on your For You page, because you keep engaging with the freaking content I make. I'm not gonna fix it in some desperate attempt to make people who never messed with me in the first place to like me. Okay, thanks.
The whole situation is so depressing to see, and I can only hope that it doesn't repeat in the future. But who am I kidding? Human cruelty knows no bounds, and the amount of "it's just comments, they're not real" is not gonna change that they're written with the intent to hurt and humiliate. In this case, it's written to bully a minor. It sucks that they even had to make a response, and just seeing all the hate comments they received is heartbreaking. And it may help to understand the harm that these internet comments do. I don't really like these sad type of videos, but I haven't seen enough people talking about it, so I thought it would be worthwhile to bring awareness and give my own opinion, because the only other person I've seen covering this is Hiro Hei, who is a human being, arguably, yet that could be disputed. Channels like his, where someone shows something, reads comments, then profits, are so pathetic and cowardly. It allows them to profit from multiple audiences while subtly showing their trash opinions through the comments they decide to bring attention to. They are so Twitter-brained, and it shows. I'm very glad to not be on that site, and I salute my friends for surviving that site. But that's just what I think. Comment down below what you think of the situation. From what I've seen, it seems to be almost entirely artists versus gooners, arguing if they look like men. I would argue, why do you care what high school girls look like? I think we all know why they care. We have lost the plot so bad that art has lost any meaning. Being surrounded by conventionally pretty art on the internet has made people think that the meaning of art is to appeal to them specifically, and not anything outside of that. I only returned to YouTube like a week ago, and I was going to stick to the bi-weekly uploads that I used to do, but I guess you're getting a little special before next week. It's probably going to be the Artfight vid or a video about the special little game. Though I am working on a backlog, so I don't know which one's first. But anyways, until next time, I have been your host, Leo. It was a pleasure to have you with me today. Remember to subscribe if you have enjoyed the video and drop a like. May we have a blessed day, and I'll see you next time, Your Majesty.